विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद प्रभुपाद की शंकराचार्य पीठिकाचार्य सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine अमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा welcome to our continuation on the discussion from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Adi-lila chapter 7, Lord Chaitanya in 5 inches. Last time we discussed how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the way to Vrindavan was criticized in Varanasi by Prakashanand Saraswati, who was the head of thousands, they say 10,000 or 60,000 sannyasi disciples. He was a Mayavadi. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply laughed and proceeded to Vrindavan. But on the return journey, then something happened. That the devotees came and they kind of poured out their heart, how they are distressed. Iti madhye Chandrasekhar Mishra Tapan Dukhi Hayya Prabhupaya Kaila Nivedan. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructing Sanatana Goswami, both Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra became very unhappy. Therefore, they submitted an appeal unto the lotus feet of the Lord. They were not unhappy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sanatana Goswami for 2 months Sanatana Shiksha, starting with Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishna Nityadas, and it goes on, Sambandha Vidya Prayojan, everything was discussed. But the matter is something else that is coming. Text 50. Please repeat. Kateka anyone's one. Only those who are not engaged in Krishna Bhakti, who have forgotten Krishna, they take pleasure in blasphemy, hearing blasphemy, blaspheming or hearing blasphemy. Okay, कुछ तो मसाला, हाँ क्या क्या चल रहा है, हाँ क्या बताओ, कपिल प्रभु ने क्या किया, राजशेखर प्रभु, सुशांत प्रभु, कौशिक प्रभु, क्या क्या, और बता, crazy rascals. They are not Krishna conscious. Those who are Krishna conscious, they want to know what Krishna did, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. Okay, now if I ask you 10,000 questions, you will not be able to answer based on all this past time here. So now tell, what were the Sanatan Shiksha? 5 chapters are there. So tell some 10, 15 slokas from Sanatan Shiksha. How many of you can? Raise your hand. Hundreds of slokas are there. You cannot tell 5, 10 also. That one also, I think, because I told you. How many of you knew that Sanatan Shiksha begins with Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishna Ranit? No, unlimited. In fact, in this life, you can never know. How many of you are confident you can know all the scriptures before you breathe your last? Raise your hand. How many of you feel after 10 lifetimes you will know all the scriptures? Raise your hand. You cannot know. Also, it is doubtful whether you will know all the scriptures. So much more is there. But we don't have interest in knowing these things. We have a lot of interest in knowing worldly things and social life, this media. This is what is gossip, which one should not take pleasure in. That's what one who is heading for sannyas or one who is already sannyasi, at least in spirit, one wants to be a sannyasi. He should not be interested in this world at all. He should be dead. Behave like a dead person. That doesn't mean that if some blasphemy is going on, you're like a dead person, you're hearing. No, don't hear. Leave that place. Or pay deaf ears. You may be sitting there, but you're not able to hear anything. That means you're absorbed in something else. You're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. On your beats or without beats, or you're reading Prabhupada books. So what blasphemy is going on, you're not able to hear. You leave that place in case you happen to hear something, sound is coming on your ears, you leave that place, get up and leave that place. Otherwise, very detrimental. You'll destroy your life. Human form of life is very, very rare. We don't understand the importance at all. If we knew, if we understood, we would have not been doing what we are doing now. Isn't it? We are wasting. How many of you feel you are wasting time in the day? So much time is wasted. Unnecessary thing. So even I feel that I'm wasting time. One has to be very intelligent. We are not that intelligent. Sometimes we get into in 5 minutes I will do this, and in 5 minutes it becomes half an hour, 1 hour. Time gets wasted. Most dangerous are the devices. Mobile mainly. Laptop is big. We don't open up so much. But mobile, once you something just देखना था. Even for sometimes for service also you may go there and then you are carried away. They say that YouTube survey shows that a person goes for watching one movie, he ends up seeing at least 4 movies. He wanted to see one movie, but minimum he will see 4 movies. This is how it's Maya, na? It's very attractive, very tempting. You will get carried away. You will get carried. So one has to be extremely cautious, especially this urge of the tongue to speak blasphemy and to hear blasphemy. So one should be absorbed in Krishna. Just like, now on this wall, if I take a ball and throw it, what will happen? Will the wall break and the ball will go to ashram? Huh? What will happen? Bounce back. Will bounce back. Why? Why can't? Huh? Wall is very strong and very hard. Very hard. If only there was a paper here. Huh? Not A4 sheet. False wall. False wall, not false wall. Paper. Paper is there. Huge paper is there. That is the newspaper or something, and I throw it, what will happen?
It will break the paper.
It will break the paper and the ball will go without obstruction till the next hard surface, whatever is the next hard surface in the next room or wherever it is. So that's how one has to be like that, but like that wall. So anything comes on you, cut, it goes back. Anything material. And as far as spiritual life goes, you should be like sponge. Anything about Krishna you hear should absorb, like water comes. The sponge absorbs everything. Or let's say there is a, what you call, that tar is there. Thick layer of tar, but it is soft. Now you throw a ball, what will happen? It will stick there only. It will not even glide down. Cut, chipak jayega over there. Isn't it? So like that we should be as far as Krishna conscious vibrations are concerned. So then you will make swift progress, very fast progress, and within next than less than 10-15 years, you will be a pure devotee almost. But unfortunately, our interests are many. Chotavyadini Rajendra, Runam Santi Sahasrasha, Apashyatam Atmatattvam, Graheshu Grahamedina. There are millions of subject matters to hear. Nowadays, Chat GPT and so many other things, social media, YouTube, Google, you can type any word and you can get kind of unlimited information. Keep reading. Maybe you'll never come to an end. And it's all useless. It has nothing to do for taking you back to God. So this is worldly news. It doesn't benefit you so much. It wastes your time. That's it. But when you hear the blasphemy of the devotee, you will go to hell only. Hearing blasphemy of devotee is as good as blaspheming only. You know that. Like some crime is happening in front of my eyes. Some one person is murdering other person and I'm watching like that. After the case happens there, what will be response of the judge towards me? I also will be equally held responsible for that. How did you watch that murder happening? That means you had consent. You were agreeing to that. Yeah, he can murder him. Or why didn't you do something about it? Isn't it? The judge will ask you. You have to do something. You inform police. You run away from there and you inform police. Something you have to do. You cannot be just watching. अरे मैंने कुछ किया नहीं. That person took the knife and he stabbed the other person, and the other person collapsed and he died. I only watched him falling down and this person running away. And that is not, yes or not? You are there, you have to speak. You'll be asked. You're responsible. So likewise, we should not be wasting time. Basically, we are not serious in bhakti at all. Yeah, just wishy-washy. थोड़ा गेम चल रहा है. Social life, it's required good friends. We cannot associate with meat eaters. We cannot associate with drunk. Yesterday, I went to one in Pune near Swargate, one place. So there, some office had to meet somebody. So afterwards, I wanted to go to washroom. Then I went to washroom. I wanted to do Gayatri. So there were in the parking area. There were multi-story parking also. You know that machine and all that. So and there some chairs were there. So then 3-4 people were already sitting there in a square kind of. So I asked them, can I sit here? Because one seat was, and I had to do Gayatri. Gayatri I cannot do standing. And in the parking area, what seat is there? Nothing. That was the only chair there. So then I sat, then I understood why these people are sitting like this. So what they did on the table, they had put one mobile, and the mobile there was a game, cards game. They did not have cards, but in the mobile only and virtual cards, and they were playing that. But then I had to do Gayatri, and I did Gayatri, and then 3 minutes, and they were talking something. And then afterwards, after completing my Gayatri, I just stood up and left that place because how can I sit there? So but they are just playing. There are no cards, but they were playing cards in the mobile. All 3-4 people were involved. I don't know what they were doing. Something they were doing. Cards move also, it seems. And so this kind of we should not be interested in. We should keep away even from devotees who are interested in blasphemy. We should not see what they are saying. Kateka Shuniba Prabhu Tomara Nindan. How long can we tolerate the blasphemy by your critics against your conduct? We should absolutely take no interest in criticism. Our tongue is not meant for criticizing others. Tongue is meant for glorifying Krishna, glorifying devotees, glorifying Dham, glorifying Nam, glorifying Prasad, glorifying anything related to Krishna. Seva, anything related to Krishna, we should glorify with our tongue. Otherwise, we should never use our tongue for blasphemy And ears also for hearing the glories of Krishna, his devotees, holy name, Prasad, holy Dham, Tulsi, Ganga, Saraswati, Yamuna, all that. So hearing only glories. Otherwise, you should pay deaf ears. So he's saying Trunadapi Shunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. One should always, for chanting, it is very important that we always be very tolerant. So what is tolerance? Tolerance is being completely intolerant to hearing or speaking the blasphemy of others. Somehow, by some mistake, if you blaspheme the devotee, you should do like this. Slap yourself. This I am showing very softly. It will be very hard. Now, I cannot give a hard slap. Lecture will end. Like that. And he said, Prabhu, why did you slap yourself? Yeah, if you see Amoga, the tongue he misused by criticizing Mahaprabhu. Afterwards, he got cholera and his cheeks were swollen up. And Gopinath Acharya caught his hand. Arey, Amoga, what are you doing? No, no, with this mouth only, I spoke the blasphemy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let me slap myself. He was only slapping himself, and his cheeks were swollen up. So this is sincere soul. So you should make it a regulation. How many of you are ready? If you speak the blasphemy of the devotee, you will slap yourself. Don't tell others. And that will become Vaishnava. So keep it in mind. Huh? You have taken not a vow, but you have promised. Promise is lower level. Vow is very high degree of commitment. So, but at least you have promised. Anytime you blaspheme devotee, you will. And then I cannot say now, anytime you hear the blasphemy of devotee with ear, you in Marathi देश ने कान फाड़ कान ही फाड़ दो उसका इतना बहरे हो जाएंगे. So that I cannot tell, but something you have to do, some punishment. If you hear the blasphemy of devotees, you can take a maybe next 24 hours I will not speak my mouth. I speak with my mouth. किसी ने कुछ बोला, जो क्या हुआ? लिख के दे दो उसको. Keep us later on mobile nowadays, like that. Not fit for speaking because I heard the blasphemy of devotee. Something you have to take, give heavy punishment for yourself. Then you will improve. Then you will become very sincere devotee. And your time will be saved. You will be able to do tangible devotional service. Life will be meaningful. By the end of this life or much before, maybe you are pure devotee. You are definitely going back to God in this very life. But otherwise, so much. Because Krishna is not there filled in the heart. Maya is there in the heart. And then we want all this gossip, hearing, speaking, blasphemy of the devotees, and all that. So those are very Krishna conscious. So many books are there. I have made a list of 70 books of His Holiness Miss Acharyas. His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj has translated from English, from Sanskrit or Bangla to English. So he has written more than 160. I have made list of 70 books. These books I want to read as much early as possible in this life, at least before I will read my last. So in that I have completed hardly 5-6 books in last 1 or 2 years, something like that. So 70 books are there. And after the 70 books, anyway, there are 90 more books remain from the current statics, whatever Maharaj has done. By the time I complete all 160 books, Maharaj might have translated 250, 300, 400 books. So it's a long way to go. Gopal Champu Maharaj has translated, it has 1200 pages. How many of you thought of reading those 1200 pages? And this is just one book I am telling. And like that, so many others are there. Shri Prod Bhagavatamrut, Ujjwal Nilmani. My God, so many books. So this treasure we are interested in, or we are interested in the newspaper, what the newspaper is saying. At the airport, there is a bunch of newspapers. Hundreds of newspapers are there, that any floor, they will have that. And anybody can go take the stand. And even in the planes also I go, on the plane, or Vande Bharat also I think. Any seat you are going to sit. How many of you traveled in Vande Bharat? Nobody has traveled. Okay, good that you don't travel. But I have traveled. I have to travel all over India. So any seat you go, there is newspaper there. Pick up and start reading. It's not compulsory. We don't do that. I sit on the newspaper. I don't even use it for eating. I have my paper plate. So it's all foolishness, crazy. Or nowadays in the mobile only. Be careful. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your moments. Every moment you waste, you are wasting your life only. Because 60 seconds make into 1 minute. 60 minutes make into 1 hour. 24 hours make into 1 day. 30 days make into 1 month, 12 months make into 1 year, 10 years make into 1 decade. And life is made up of few decades only. How many decades you are going to live? Recently, yesterday, His Grace Balkrishna Prabhu from Cincinnati, Ohio, he wrote a mail to me that my brother, cousin brother in Hyderabad, he left body. He was only 38 years old, only 38. Young man, a doctor. He had opened a multi-specialty hospital just recently. Seems that he has a property of 300 crore rupees. And young man married. His wife is also doctor, and he left body. She's three months pregnant. And in this condition, sudden heart attack, heavy heart attack, on the spot death. Nobody could do anything. He has multi-specialty hospital of his own. He himself is doctor, wife is doctor, no question, nothing. So how many decades? So he was supposed to live for only 4 decades, not even 4. 38 means little less than. So how many more decades are remaining with us? We have to be extremely cautious. Every moment is very precious. Sometimes money also you are going to lose. Better lose money, no problem. 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, no problem. By Krishna's grace, you may get in future. But better not waste 1 second also. Ayushya Shana Ekopi and Labhet Swarna Kotipi, Chanakya Pandit says. That every moment of life, you cannot get back even if you are ready to pay millions of dollars or gold coins. No. So time is most precious. Only we are not serious, so we don't understand. He says one should be very meek and humble in his personal transactions, and if insulted, a Vaishnava should be tolerant and not angry. But if there is blasphemy against one's guru or another Vaishnava, one should be as angry as fire. So if you are insulted, how many insults of yourself you can accept, or agitating situation, a provoking situation? That is your test. How deep you are in your bhakti can be seen by how many insults you can tolerate, how many agitating situations. Like one devotee yesterday told that in his working hours, somebody comes and disturb. I want you this to do. So don't get disturbed. Tell him Hare Krishna Prabhu. I am doing my job. The boss is looking at me. I cannot come after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. But remain calm, polite and firm. Firm inside and polite outside. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Could you please come at 5 o'clock? After 5 o'clock? Like. So again he comes, don't pay attention, continue your work. But don't, but tolerate or behave modestly, behave politely. But one should not become agitated. So that is the one test. And the other test is when other devotees are blasphemed, how you become intolerant. You should not be tolerating. Oh, हाँ थोड़ा करो मुझे भी उस दिन डांटा था डांटो इसको अच्छा है. So not like that. One should be intolerant. And if you are not able to do anything, just leave that place. That's what Raghunath Bhatta Goswami would do. Anytime in the midst of devotees, when some Vaishnava would start blaspheming other Vaishnava, he would stand up and say, just the fact that he is chanting Hare Krishna is enough for me to overlook all the seeming defects that are there, that may be there. And he would leave that place. So very important not to continue hearing the blasphemy of the devotees. He says, this was exhibited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One should not tolerate blasphemy against a Vaishnava, but should immediately take one of the 3 actions. If someone blasphemes a Vaishnava, one should stop him with arguments and higher reason. So you should be Brahman, should put arguments. How can you blaspheme him? This scriptures say this, scriptures say that, or something like that. Guru Maharaj said like this. So he is expert in knowledge, expert in the scripture, so he uses that. If one is not expert enough to do this, he should give up his life on the spot. So this is expected of Vaishyas and Shudras. They cannot put forth arguments, so they should give up the life. How many of you are ready to give up life? Then you can say, okay, how many of you are ready to give up that place at least? Raise your hand. This is easy. So do that at least. You cannot give up your life, at least give up that place. Leave that place. He says the example of Daksha when he offended Shiva. What did Parvati do, or Sati do? She committed not suicide. She ignited fire from her body and burnt her body. So if you cannot give up your body, at least give up the place. And if cannot do this, he must go away. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Benares, for a Kshatriya it is said he should cut the tongue of that fellow. So we are not Kshatriyas, we cannot cut the tongue. If you are Brahman, put forth arguments, defeat that fellow. If you are a Kshatriya, you cut the tongue of that fellow. If you are a Vaishya or a Shudra who cannot put forth arguments, you cannot cut the tongue, then at least you don't, you leave that place. You give up your life or leave that place. It is said when the spiritual master leaves body, the disciple should also give up body. He should not continue living. अरे बाप रे, ऐसा है क्या? तो मैं प्रार्थना करता हूँ गुरु महाराज मुझसे ज्यादा जिए एटलीस्ट बाय 1 day or 1 hour. तो मैं कैसे मर सकता हूँ? So only other reason, if you want to live, how many of you want to live after your spiritual master leaves body? You cannot give up body. Okay, so the only option is you take his instructions very seriously to heart and live only to preach them to others. That's it. Otherwise, you should not continue living. You should give up your body. That is the scriptural recommendation. How can one live without Guru? Just like a Pativrata Stri, she cannot live without her husband. Husband dies, what will she do? She will enter Sati. Here in Daksha Yagya, husband even did not die or Sati, but husband was killed by Daksha's very blasphemous words. So when husband was killed like that, then Sati could not tolerate. She said, I am going Sati. She burned her body. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Benares or Kashi, this is their stories given. So these two decided to give up their body. Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar Vaidya. तुम्हारे निंदय यत सन्यासी रगण and which is the disease? Envy. How many of you see find faults in others? That means you have envy in the heart. And for the 5 out of the 6 anathas, Sri Narottam Das Thakur has given a remedy. How to purify, get rid of anarthas. Kama, Krishna Karmarpani. Work very hard for Krishna. You can get rid of your lust. Only if you work very hard for Krishna, then only you can get rid of lust. How many of you want to give up lust? So you have to work very hard for Krishna. 24 hours throughout life. Then only you can give up lust. Pride by glorifying Krishna. Jare dekho tare kaho, Krishna Upadesh. 24 hours you should speak about Krishna. Then you can give up your pride. Then Lobha Krishna Gunagane. Lobha Sadhu Sange Harikatha. In the midst of devotees, hear Harikatha. 24 hours throughout life, you should hear Harikatha. Then your greed for money and worldly possessions will go away. Then Moha Ishta Labha Vinay. The illusion can be overcome by becoming mad because of not getting Krishna. Shunyahitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahename. This whole world is like dreary void without Govinda. So that kind of disposition. Then one can be purified of illusion. Kama, Krodha, Bhakta, Dveshi Jane. By becoming angry on those who are envious of Krishna and devotees, you can give up your krodha. You have to use anger. You cannot resist it. You cannot give it up. It has to be. So it has to be purified. He says this is a manifestation of real love for Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kanishta Madhyam Uttam Adhikari are discussed. Kanishta Adhikari takes pleasure in hearing blasphemy. Madhyam Adhikari defeats the person like that. And Uttam Adhikari is absorbed in Krishna. He may also defeat.
Or envy are not good. What is the
No, only 5 can be you. Yeah. 6th envy has to be given up. Plus pride,
Anger, greed,
lust, pride, greed, and anger, illusion. We covered all five. Sixth one, he doesn't talk. That has to be given up. You only have to give up by not hearing not speaking the blasphemy of the devotees, finding faults in devotees. That is the symptom. Just like while lecturing now, if I sneeze after every few minutes, like that, sneezing, what will you understand? Prabhu has got cold. But if I cough in between, what do you understand? This person has cough. Similarly, if I'm checking like this, then you understand maybe he has fever. Right? And if I'm doing in between like this, then this person has. From symptom, you can understand what is the problem with the person, isn't it?
Yes.
So likewise, symptom is finding fault. And what is the disease? Envy. So glorify devotees. The very tongue which was used for blaspheming devotees is like drinking poison with this mouth. So now use the mouth for glorifying devotees, like drinking amrit. One of the ways, if snake bites you, the one remedy is you drink amrit, nectar. The poison will be nullified. You cannot die. Snake has bitten you, you drink amrit, nectar. You cannot die. The amrit will nullify the poison. But amrit hai kidhar? It is there in Swargalok. We will not be able to go there. But that is one of the ways. Another way is mantra also. Some experts, they can chant mantras and poison will not kill a person. There are many ways. So ahead he says, however, even if a devotee is in the Uttam Bhagavad status, he must come down to the second status, Madhyamadhikari, to be a preacher. For a preacher should not tolerate blasphemy against another Vaishnava. That also shows. How many of you want to become preachers? So for that, you should not be able to tolerate the blasphemy of other devotees. If you are tolerating blasphemy of other devotees, that means you are a Kanishtadhikari. How many of you want to remain lifelong Kanishtadhikaris? You want to be elevated to Madhyamadhikari. That means you cannot tolerate the offense against devotees. Although a Kanishtadhikari also cannot tolerate such blasphemy, he is not competent to stop it by citing Shastric evidences. So sometimes there are within Kanishta also there are levels. Kanishta, Madhyam Kanishta, Uttam Kanishta. So something like Uttam Kanishta is there. He also cannot tolerate blasphemy, but he is not able to defeat the opponent, defeat the blasphemer in a proper words, because he is not so good in the scriptures. Therefore, Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar are understood to be Kanishta Adhikaris. These two are not able to defeat Mayavadi sannyasis. So this he's saying these two are understood to be Kanishta Adhikaris because they could not refute the arguments of the sannyasis in Benaras. They appealed to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take action, for they felt that they could not tolerate such criticism, although they also could not stop it. They cannot stop it, but they cannot tolerate it also. You understand? Mar rahe ho beech mein. So then they requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you please do something about it. Next, 52nd to 65. This 13-14 verses talk about Lord Chaitanya meets the Mayavadi sannyasis. In that 52 to 57 talks about Lord Chaitanya accepts a Brahman's invitation, a Maharashtrian Brahman. 52nd. Iha shuni rahe prabhu, ishat hasiya, seika le ek vipra, Adi-lila asiya. While Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar were thus talking with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he only smiled slightly and remained silent. That too, he is junior to you. How will you be reacting? What? क्या बोला उसने मेरे बारे में जिसने उसने उसकी ये मजाल that rascal that pagal whatever गाली देंगे हम है कि नहीं? How we become very angry, isn't it? How many of you become angry when you hear somebody blaspheme you? You become very angry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see, he only smiled slightly. आप बोलेंगे हाँ मैं भी स्माइल दूंगा. नहीं, जब आपका अपमान हुआ है तब देख. अभी नहीं, अभी तो अपमान नहीं हुआ आपका. He only smiled slightly and remained silent. One who is absorbed in Krishna within, he won't react to such kind of blasphemy. In the purport, Prabhupada says, because the blasphemy was cast against Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he did not feel sorry, and therefore he was smiling. Amanina. Manadena is there, but Amanina. He is not expecting any respect from others. That such a sannyasi, famous sannyasi is blaspheming him. He only smiled, slightly smiled, and he only remained silent. So that he showed. But now he doesn't want, the other devotees are feeling bad. So their feelings also have to be addressed. Their feelings are perfect. They have to be addressed. So how then this Maharashtrian Brahman is going to come? He has come already. आसी निवेदन करें चरणे happily accepted. सकल सन्यासी मुई कैनु निमंत्रण तुम्ही यदि
The boss does something wrong. When the boss does something wrong, then also we should criticize.
boss
Authority boss in the
company or what boss
company. He boss does something wrong with us.
with what?
With money.
Yeah, he blasphemes, no problem. He can
So they should do it.
no problem. He's not acting as a senior initiated devotee. He's acting as the boss only. In the company, is boss or not? Yeah, so he's just acting like that. He doesn't have personal enmity. He must be chastising you for the wrong mistakes you did in the company work, no? और इजी बिकमिंग एंग्री ऑन यू मॉर्निंग क्या सो रहे थे तुम जब में उसके लिए चैस्टाइजिंग और व्हाई इज एंग्री
Some misinformation system.
misinformation about company or
About company.
so that's fine. It was wrong information. So then after he speaks heavily, when he keeps quiet, then either he will give you chance, now you want to say something in clarification, or you can say, can I say something in clarification? And then if he allows, you can speak. Otherwise, boss is boss. If he said, no, you cannot clarify. Clarify, he will remove you from it. Huh? If your heart is filled with Krishna, you never criticize. You can say Haridas Thakur, the ideal example with Namacharya. How to chant holy name 24 hours a day with quantity and quality. The two executioners who bet him like anything in 22 marketplaces. Was he envious, angry on them? Was he speaking afterwards, Mahaprabhu, those two executioners, कुछ भेजो आपके बड़े powerful devotees and beat them up. Did he do all that? No. In fact, they said, Arey, Haridas, you are not dead now. They will kill us now. So really, you will be in trouble because of my remaining alive. So for you, I will die also. And then he sat in meditation and he died. That means he went deep in meditation. And they were saved. They took the dead body, so to say, dead body, and showed to the king. See, we bet him, he died. Yes, very good. Throw him in the Ganges. And then when they are relieved, those two executioners, from the problem, beating and giving up from removed from the job, then Haridas Thakur came to consciousness. See how much drama he did. In one sense, how much he wasted his time just for those two people. So once if you are interested in anything material and you are disturbed by the worldly situation, that means your heart is not filled with Krishna, for sure. Maya is there in your heart. To the degree Maya has filled your heart, to that degree you are disturbed by so many things. You are disturbed by lust, you are disturbed by anger, you are disturbed by pride, you are disturbed by envy, and so many other things. One's heart should be filled with Krishna.
Best ways to fill
Like a pot is there in glass, this is still little empty. Let's say we fill this glass fully, and now I pour water on things. What will happen? All overflow. That is full. But now little is there, you can see. Now if I pour water, what will happen? It will get it filled up to that level, and after that brink level comes, then again it will overflow. So we should not be having empty heart. Our heart should be filled with Krishna. Any other?
I also heard that Haridas Thakur, when he was getting beaten up, he was also feeling like pain because he thought that I have heard the blasphemy name, so I'm getting beaten.
As a pain, I don't think he was getting pain because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also invisibly came and covered his body. But afterwards, when he was asked by some devotees, how come you were beaten up? He said, because I heard blasphemy of devotees. He never heard blasphemy of any devotee. That is his humility. When do we hear that he heard the blasphemy of devotees? Never.
Blasphemy of the Queen. Like Gopal Chakravarti and those past tense.
But we don't in sequence whether which happened first. Gopal Chakravarti, as far as I understand, that happened later because that was in West Bengal. This is happening. This also happened in, where was this? Kazi. Where was Kazi staying?
Now was
Carson don't matter.
So where they stay? Place. Tell the city.
Carson.
No, this is not in Ram. That is Nava Goswami. This is Kazi. This is some another. In Benapole, the prostitute was arranged by Ramchandra Khan. This is, I don't know where is this, but this seems to be not in West Bengal. This may be in East Bengal. So this happened first. Gopal Chakravarti happened later. And he was continuously moving. Haridas Thakur was like a sannyas. Any other question?
There are two questions. First is, we talked about when someone blasphemes devotee, what should be an approach? But what if we go outside and someone approaches the Lord directly? Or let's say criticizes ISKCON.
Then also it's ISKCON is what? ISKCON is not some dead thing. ISKCON is made up of devotees. Na? So when he's ISKCON, Prabhupada said is my body also. So that means he's criticizing Prabhupada's body. So we should give proper answers. How this is not correct. Many people will say many things. Different accusations will be there. Oh, ISKCON's money goes to America. This may be one. That is the main. Na? Yeah. Or ISKCON, something they will say.
When 2, 3, 4, first is the money is going to
So you can say, is America a poor country? Which is richer country? India or America? Like that. And you can say our preachers are getting red carpet welcome from America. They are saying, please come here. We have less devotees in India. There are devotees. You come, we will arrange your flight ticket to and fro. They have enough money. And you can tell the most powerful point, Alfred Ford, American, born American. He is giving 250 crore. He has already given for temple in Kolkata. So whether money is going from India to America or coming from India to America, from America to India, that you can ask them. You can tell that 250 rupees or 250 crore rupees. Big amount. And one person is giving. Yes.
The second point is that they are taking all the youths, ISKCON, brainwashing all the.
No, not brainwashing.
What should they do?
You can say that none of those youth are forced. What? The youth are taken for becoming brahmacharis. So you can say those brahmacharis, any brahmachari who stays in ashram, even 15, 20 years later, he wants to go out and get married, that is allowed.
But they are taken away from the parents.
No, that is not being done. Sometimes somebody may be untrained in ISKCON, someone or two in the remote villages, they might have done that. But otherwise, we are concerned about our reputation. So we never, and you can tell the story of Giriraj Maharaj. He was the son of the richest person in Chicago, lawyer's son. And when he came and said, Swamiji, give my son back, he said, yeah, he's your son, take him. But the son did not agree to go with parents. He said, my father is Prabhupada. And you can say that so many parents are very happy to send their sons to another city in India, in South Indian sent to North Indian. They are ready to send to London and America also for studies. Like that, the boys may come to is confer studies, some higher studies. Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vedanta, and all that. So why the parents have objection? And parents can anytime come and meet that brahmachari son. They can stay in temple also. Brahmachari can go home. And what's the difference between a boy who is educated, who stays away from family somewhere in Delhi, Hyderabad, and working over there, earning money, and he becoming brahmachari? What is the difference? No, that you can tell them step by step, knowing how much they are ready to accept. You can step by step, hundreds of arguments can be given. Hundreds.
Even parents are ready to send their children to army for
Yeah.
our country.
Yes. So this is for Sanketan army. So like that you can give arguments. And because we are never taking the children away. Are the kids? Are we kidnapping the children? Small babies of 1 year, 5-year-old. They are all grown up boys. They all have their discussion. And after staying in Brahmacharya ashram for a few years, if they want to marry, they go out also. And they marry also. Like that, hundreds of boys who became Brahmachari, they went out and married also. Just took training for some years as Brahmachari, and they left, and they are doing job, they are doing businesses. Like that. They got married, they have children.
But whenever someone criticizes the Lord, I say something about Krishna, and we should respond.
Yeah, if you are a Brahmin, you have to put forth this philosophical. Yeah, Kshatriyas we are not, we cannot cut that down. Otherwise, you leave that place.
But there is some situation where we have gone to some relatives or say they will come to our home. And
You should behave very nicely, by which they don't get any reason for blaspheming ISKCON. They rather should glorify, my God, जब से ISKCON में गया क्या हाई क्लास कंडक्ट है, ये पूरे गांव में ये अकेले ही जेंटलमैन है, बाकी सब रोग्स थीव्स है, ये अच्छा बन गया, सुधर गया काफी. ऐसे बोलना चाहिए. आपको बहुत केयरफुल रहना चाहिए how you behave. Many devotees when they go home in their Kanishta stage, they will do mistakes and they will bring ill reputation to ISKCON. So at least after some years, you should become mature and you should behave properly.
Mahaprabhu is Krishna. So we should apply it every time.
Person should be willing to hear also. पानी आपको देना है, जल सिंचन करना होता है. जल सिंचन कहाँ करते हैं? खेत में करते हैं कि पत्थर के ऊपर करते हैं? पर्वत के ऊपर करते हैं क्या आप जल सिंचन? लेके जाओ 10 लीटर पानी, फिर से नीचे आ जाओ, भरो उसको पहनने का ऊपर पर्वत के ऊपर, कभी करते हैं क्या? कहाँ करना होता है जल सिंचन? खेत में. खेत में कहाँ, कौन से खेत में? जहाँ लगा है फर्टाइल बीज डाला है उधर. ऐसे किधर भी जल सिंचन थोड़ा करना. So they should be willing to hear. One should leave that place where people are unwilling and go to place where there are so many willing people who are eager to hear about Krishna. There nobody is going. And either idna competition here so much. You should not behave like that.
That's the case. Then most of the people are not willing.
No, they are willing to hear. Now this plane crash happened. Then how many people, that time they are ready to hear. Otherwise, before that, when they are in the plane, they are not ready to hear. In their relatives also, no, I don't know, I have come to send off my relative, like that. And then after that plane crash, then they can hear. People are in distress. People are looking for answers to their questions. Why such things happen? What was the problem? How did he suddenly die? They are eager to.
Conclusion is that if anyone blasphemes the devotee of the Lord, then we must respond to it in a calm way, in a good way.
Polite and firm is the point. Inside you are firm, you are not disturbed, but politely you put both arguments.
Calmly convinced.
You should be convinced. Yeah. And the reply could be silently you will leave that place.
Sometimes
if you are not able to do anything about it, you don't have higher arguments, you should leave that place. You cannot be there hearing the blasphemy.
Our money is so changed so that it finds faults in Vaishnavas. So it finds faults in Vaishnavas.
Our mind.
Yeah. So is it Vaishnava?
And when it is in the mind, it is not Vaishnava. But the problem is the mind thing will come to the tongue. Or physically you may beat a devotee also. You don't like some devotee. Yes, I am. Sometimes, Kya Prabhu? Beat him also. That will become offense. Speech and action. These are offensive. Mind, thought, thinking wrong about Vaishnava is not offensive, but it is showing the indication that you have envy. That is for sure. And that also shows that your heart is not filled with Krishna. There is lot of Maya in your heart. Illusory potency of the Lord has all pervaded your heart or pervaded your heart to great extent.
It will later go into actions also.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Na? First speech and next action. That's what now what you do, What nonsense, Prabhu. See, what nonsense, Prabhu. Speech is what nonsense. That means you are nonsense. And you are slapping him also. Miss on the here. It's very heavy. See, patting, that is different. But this shows that you have envy in the heart.
Which sometimes, like we talk about Janadharma Sunichana, but how could we guess the difference between tolerating and exploitation? There is certain limit to tolerance. No?
So you should have your intelligence on, na? Guru Sadhu Shastra. Somebody is exploiting, especially exploiting your resources which are meant for the service of Hari Guru Vaishnavas. Then you have to act smartly. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam payanti.
Duty association also might sometimes they may exploit us on the name of tolerance, like that.
No. You may be tolerant and they may be exploiting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not that you are only tolerating and you are only exploiting.
They might.
So that's right. So that's why your intelligence should be on. And you should go to at least counselor and some guide and ask them, this is the situation. Should I be tolerating or is he exploiting me? What should I do? So they will tell you. But that intelligence is there depending on faith also. Like Bali, in one sense, was getting exploited. Lord Vamandev came and said, give 3 steps of land. And his land, his steps are not going to be small steps. So Shukracharya came, counselor. Now counselor is only wrong. And Bali, he will take everything away in 2 steps only. You will be bankrupt. Don't give him, don't promise. He can go against your promise also. He said, no. The faith of Bali Maharaj is coming from Prahlad Maharaj. My grandfather is my guru. He always taught me everything belongs to Vishnu, and Vishnu himself is coming. What greater fortune than this? Let me give everything. And that means he will become bankrupt. Undi, like that. But he doesn't mind. And then Lord's greatness, the Lord made him the king of Sutal planet. But otherwise he became beggar only. So depends on the faith. And Lord can never be exploitative. Guru cannot be exploitative. And Vaishnavas who are pure cannot be exploitative. So those Vaishnavas who are not pure, they may be exploitative. So we have to consult somebody. Otherwise, he be exploitative, he is also exploitative. All are exploitative devotees. They are all Kanishta Adhikari, and only Madhyam is myself. Like that we may misjudge and mistreat devotees. Blaspheme also.
So we hear the sign of advancement in different ways. But many times the advancement purpose beyond the honors you're away from the sex desire. Another mental lecture say the test is how much you happy you become happy when you see the something.
That basically, advancement means you are free from lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. Simple.
Another
You should be pure devotee of Krishna. Your heart is filled with Krishna. Your heart is not filled with Krishna. 99% it is filled with Krishna. 1% filled with Maya. So that 1% only will have lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. 1% lust, 1% greed, 1% anger, whatever. Like that. Heart should be filled with Krishna.
I heard the Prabhupada told 6 points, I guess, that Usada Nisha, illusory illusions, Sadhu Sangha, and no duplicity. And if we do these things, Prabhupada said, then we will definitely advance in Vishnu consciousness. Is it true?
Everything's true.
But they say on the go I tried reading the book. He says bhakti is not a process where we can demand there's no formula like you do this you will get result only. It depends on the free will of action. But opposite it is a science that you follow the name in the result. So both the ways it becomes confusing.
Krishna will also say something, na? See, in your company, you can be very perfect worker. And the boss may say, nahi, isko nahi dena hai, promotion. He is the ultimate deciding authority. But generally, boss will not be like that. Yes or no? So many employees, thousands of employees are working with the only goal that I will get promotion, salary will increase. And they work sincerely hard and they get promotion or not, salary increases. So that's the general rule. But still, the rights are with the owner only or with the manager, whosoever is there. So that way. The general trend is there. Yes or not? All people who work sincerely in company, do they get promotion or not? Does their salary increase or not? That's why so many people are sincere. लेकिन फिर भी राइट्स किसके साथ है? मैनेजर्स के साथ कैसा है कि नहीं? ऐसा है कि ऑटोमेटिकली कर्म मीमांसा फिलोसफी जैसा, ऐसा नहीं. The boss is okay. हाँ, इनका भी हाँ प्रमोशन प्रमोशन प्रमोशन, हाँ ये नहीं. 9,999 को सैंक्शन के एक को पकड़ के रखा है ना, इसको नहीं, गया वो अटक गया. तो both ways.
Last question. You gave the
Last question. Okay, आप ऑथोरिटी. ठीक है, दिस क्वेश्चन का आंसर मैं 2 घंटे में दूंगा. चलेगा, दिस कैन बी लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
You give the analogy of judge and person who is watching the crime. Person may argue that I am weak, I cannot say anything, so at least I have to become the witness. Now I am helping you. So in that way, the person may defend himself. He might come to.
No, the judge will decide. He knows all IPs. I am not judge. Krishna, time place gahana karmano gatihi. The workings of karma are very complicated. Only Krishna understands.
Similarly, something is happening in devotee circle, and we cannot do anything between two devotees, but we observe and make report and inform the authorities.
Yeah, so the authorities will decide then whether you are really innocent or you are acting smartly, trying to act smart. They will catch your ear if you are trying to be a cheater. But if you are really innocent, they will give you promotion. They will make you the HOD of RVC Yoga.
While making report, he is getting the bus.
No, it's not necessary that you hear with pleasure and all that. And sometimes you may be in an awkward situation, you may not be able to. Just like Gadadhar Pandit was like that. He was very mild and he just could not. That's why Vallabh Bhatta caught him and started speaking this or that. And Gadadhar could not escape only because he was very mild, very simple.
Even Prabhupada says now, no duplicity can go straight forward.
Yes, but see, scriptures are very vast and all these things. You have to have the all-encompassing picture. It cannot be just, that's how the court case is. You have to hear everything, every possibility, every happening and everything. Everybody says, all witnesses, circumstances, everything has to be taken into account. Then the judgment has to be given. That's why that fellow just sitting and hearing and just writing few lines gets thousands or lakhs of rupees per month. And just below him, 3-4 feet down, that peon is so stamping, working very hard, and his salary is very meager, 10,000-15,000 rupees per month. And that fellow has 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs per month. Because it's very difficult service.
But in devotee circle, what does Prabhupada mean by approaching straightforward no duplicity?
Approaching straightforward.
To go straightforward.
Yeah, so no duplicity basically. Simplicity is required. Simplicity is, saralta is Vaishnavata, Bhakti-percent. We have to read the scriptures thoroughly and then it will be very clear as to how to behave, what not to do. So many case studies are there. One person behaves in one way, another person behaves in another way, in similar situation. Because there are many reasons behind it. But in general, one should be straightforward. One should not be duplicitous. Thinking one thing, speaking another thing, and doing third thing. This is duplicity, crookedness. That should not be there. Straightforward means what we think, that we speak, that's what we do. Thought came to my mind, I should distribute 10 books today. I'm thinking I will go today for 1 hour. And then I go out and I distribute also. So this is straightforward. Then otherwise, just in front of authorities, he's saying, a very thought came that I will distribute 108 Mahabhikam. And he doesn't go out, and your score he takes on his name and says, Prabhu, I distributed 100. And counselor says, very good, very good. I cheated my counselor. So this is very duplicitous plus political. such a person one should not, one should be straightforward. Sometime he may not do, and then next day comes, अरे आपने तो बोला था 10 महावीर कहाँ है? नहीं, I thought about it in the morning, but afterwards I got 10 services in the day, and I could not go. Today I am planning to go. So it's very straightforward, honest. Okay.
What is there something difference between a devotee and Vaishnava? When you say he's a Vaishnava, is there a difference?
It's just the English translation in answer. Devotee means what? Bhakta in English. And for that matter, devotion word is used in very general terms also in the outside world. He's devoted to his job. He's devoted to country. Desh Bhakta, job Bhakta, company Bhakta. Like that. तो वैसे भक्ता नहीं होता. Devotee means devotee of Vishnu. For that matter, Vaishnava is a Sanskrit word. That means precisely devotee. That means servant of Vishnu. Krishna's devotees are called as Karshneya. Vishnu's devotees are called as Vaishnava. Radharani's devotees are called as Gaudiyas. So depending on Vaishnava is exclusively for Vishnu. If you go deep, it's specifically for Vishnu Bhaktas are called Vaishnavas. Krishna Bhaktas are called Karshneas. Radha Bhaktas are called as Gaudiyas. So to say, Ganesh Bhaktas are called Ganapatyas. Surya Bhaktas are called Shauryas.
Sure.
Shiva Bhaktas are called Shaivites in English.
We are Radha Bhakta, then.
We are Gaudiyas.
I'll go to the Radharani.
Our Swamini is Radharani.
To Krishna, we are going to Radharani.
No, not through Krishna.
Radharani.
Because our Radharani has some affair with this boy called Krishna. That's why, because she has interest, so automatically it becomes our interest. Otherwise, we are not interested in Krishna.
Our brother who was putting his lecture, because offering a flower to Krishna, Radharani becomes happy. So we have to follow Krishna.
Correct. Exactly. So it's on a very high level. So for that matter, we are only Radharani's devotee. So her rival is Chandravali. So that's why that Krishna Das, the assistant to Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami would only take throne full of charge once in 3 days. So he had gone to Sakisthali, Chandravali's place. After marriage, Chandravali was staying with her husband in Sakisthali. So there from Palash trees, he got Palash leaves, big leaves. And he made drone out of it and gave big Palash drone filled with charge to Raghunath Das Goswami. And then he was taking, he saw big size and Palash doesn't grow in this side. So I said, Krishnadas, where did you get this Palash leaves from? From Sakistari, that is Chandravali's place. He threw it away. So much loyalty to Radharani. That her rival Chandravali's village also, we have nothing to do. Understand? So we are Radharani's devotees in one sense. Venkatesh was asking, what if in the name of speaking truth and informing others for their safety, I have spoken of some devotees becoming obstacles for other devotees? Is it all right or just tolerate injustices? This all depends on what the details are. Now I don't know the details here, so I can't make a general statement. So that's why authorities are supposed to be thorough in the knowledge as well as practical application of that. And that's why when you approach, they will decide whether you were having a deficiency or you have crookedness or that person had crookedness. You are speaking truth, should be spoken in that way or not.
Gahana Karmana.
Like that, Gahana Karmanagati. We should not tolerate injustices. That doesn't mean that, you do anything and everything. Not tolerating injustices doesn't mean you go and slap and everyone. No. Not tolerating injustice, I also said that you quietly leave the place. That is also not tolerating the injustice. But that is if you are a Shudra or Vaishya. But if you are a Kshatriya, you can cut the tongue. If you are a Brahman, you have to put forth logical arguments and defeat the person like that. So the stand depends on the person. Like you don't tolerate poverty. So what you do? You go and do social welfare work. That is when you are middle class man. You don't tolerate poverty. Then you go and you do charitable and you give thousands of rupees, houses, blanket. That is because you are rich man. You don't tolerate poverty. So you go and speak about it. like that, because you are having some government post position, something like that. So depend, all these people are intolerant about poverty, but how they behave, it depends on their position, situation. You understand? Same thing.
Working hard for Krishna. So working hard is something physical service is not.
No, intelligence also. Reading scriptures, being thorough, and then presenting very nicely. You can defeat big scholars of the world and make them surrender to Krishna. And one more scholar can be so helpful. Prabhupada, in the first meeting with Alfred Ford, said, "Oh, you are a grand disciple of Henry Ford. Where is Henry Ford now?" Clean bold. Alfred Ford was clean bold. That means where is his name, fame gone? He's dead and gone. What remains of him? Life is so tottering and nothing remains. So what are you working for? Money and all is useless. He immediately surrendered to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada told him, do something about UEP. And now you can see 40, 50 years later, he has given 250 crore. One statement and clean bold. So working hard means giving your heart to Krishna. Working hard means your heart is working only for Krishna, not necessarily only body. Heart consists of three things: body, mind, and words. So working hard can mean you work hard with the body. You get into kitchen, do daily 10, 15 hours of service minimum. Or working hard can also mean speak. You can speak 24 hours a day about Krishna. Or working hard also means you think about Krishna 24 hours a day. You chant holy in 24 hours. It all depends on where you are. Whether you are quite gross, then work hard with your body. You are little refined, you speak about Krishna. If you are most pure devotee, you think about Krishna 24 hours while speaking and doing some physical services also. Okay. So thank you all very much. Granthara Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Gaur Premanande. They both are married. To Krishna.
Second time.
Second time. You can marry Krishna 24 hours. Every moment throughout your life. Only with Krishna you can marry repeatedly. Otherwise, anybody else you marry with, you can once in a year only have marriage anniversary. And also, so many ceremony will go.
Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kashif. Very much.